Hi everyone, welcome to our ninth session where we're going to talk about risk management and recovery. In this session, we explain what is meant by risk and managing the risk. We're looking into consideration of risk management framework and it's important in operations and supply chain. And also we're looking into understanding the importance of maintenance, risk mitigation, risk planning, and how to minimize failure impact. Risk can be defined as a potential of an event or action to have an adverse effect on an organizational objective or goals. It is the possibility that something unexpected or undesirable may happen, and it can arise from various sources such as financial uncertainty, legal liability, technical failure, natural disaster, human errors, or other unexpected event. In business, risk can be categorized as internal or external, and it can impact organization reputation, financial performance, and strategic goals. Effective risk management involves identifying, assessing, and prioritizing risk and taking proactive steps to mitigate or manage them. Risk can be managed in several ways, including risk avoidance, risk mitigation, risk transfer, or risk acceptance. Risk management frameworks such as ISO 31000 provide a systematic approach to identifying and managing risk and help an organization establish a risk management culture that promotes transparency, accountability, and continuous improvement. Understanding and managing risk is a critical component of strategic planning and decision making, and organizations that effectively manage risk are better equipped to achieve their objectives and succeed in a rapidly changing business environment. Risk drivers are the factors that increase the likelihood or impact of a risk occurring. They can vary depending on a specific industry or organization, but some common risk drivers are economic conditions, fluctuations in economy, interest rates, or currency exchange rates can impact the financial stability of an organization and increase its exposure to financial risk. The other one can be technological changes. Rapid advancement in technology can disrupt industry, create new risk, and require organization to adapt quickly to stay competitive. The third one is regulatory environment. Changes in laws and regulation can impact an organization's compliance requirement, increase legal liabilities, and affect its reputation. Supply chain disruption is another driver. Dependence on a single supplier or logistic partner, geopolitical events, natural disaster, or other disruption in supply chain can impact organization ability to meet customer demand and increase operational and financial risk. Human factors, human errors, employee misconduct, or labor disputes can impact an organization reputation, legal liabilities, and operational efficiency. Environmental factors, climate change, natural disaster, or other environmental risk can impact an organization's physical assets, supply chain, and reputation. It is important for organizations to identify and monitor risk drivers to proactively manage their exposure to risk and reduce the likelihood and impact of negative events. This can be achieved through risk assessment, scenario planning, and regular review of risk management strategies. Risk management is a process of identifying, assessing, and controlling or mitigating risks that may negatively impact an organization objective or activities. It involves identifying potential risk, evaluating the likelihood and potential impact of those risks, and implementing measures to control or mitigate those risks. So we try to identify things that could go wrong, stopping them from ongoing wrong, and reducing the consequences when things to go wrong and recovering after things have gone wrong. The risk management process typically involve a couple of process steps, or we can identify four of them. The first step is risk identification. This involves identifying potential risks that may impact an organization activities or objective. This can be done through various methods such as risk assessment, brainstorming session, and reviewing past incidents. The second one is risk assessment. This involves evaluating the likelihood and potential impact of identified risk. This can be done through various risk analysis techniques such as risk scoring, risk matrices, and also Monte Carlo simulation. The third one is risk control and mitigation. This involves implementing measures to control or mitigate identified risk. This can involve implementing internal control, developing contingency plan, and also transferring risk through insurance or other risk transfer mechanism. Risk monitor and review is a fourth step. This involves monitoring and reviewing the effectiveness of risk management measures and adjusting them as necessary. This can be done through regular risk reporting, incident reporting, and investigations, and review of risk management policies and procedures. Effective risk management can help organizations to identify potential threats, reduce the likelihood and impact of negative events, and improve decision making by providing more information about potential risk and, their potential impact. Some of the examples are here: the possibility of suffering harm or loss, danger, a factor, things, element, or cause involve uncertain danger, hazard, a danger or probability of loss to an insurer, the amount that insurance companies stand to lose, the variability of return from an investment. So these are just some examples of those risks. Risk management is important for many reasons. Protect organization from potential threats. So risk management help organization identify potential threat and develop a strategy to prevent or mitigate their impact. By doing so, organization can protect themselves from financial, operational, legal, and reputational risk. Improve decision making. Effective risk management provides organizations with more information about potential risk and the potential impact. This can help decision makers make more informed decisions and allocate resources more effectively. It also helps with enhance organization resilience by identifying potential risk and developing a strategy to mitigate them. Organization can become more resilient to external and internal threats. This can help organization maintain business continuity, minimize disruption, and recover more quickly from unexpected threats. Improve a stakeholder's confidence. So, effective risk management can improve a stakeholder's confidence in an organization's ability to manage risk. This can be particularly important for investors, customers, and regulators who may be more likely to work with or invest in organizations that have a strong risk management practices. And also, it helps to reduce costs by identifying and mitigating risk. Organization can reduce the cost associated with unexpected event. This can include costs associated with legal disputes, insurance claim, operational disruptions, and reputational damage. In overall, risk management is an important tool for organizations to proactively identify and mitigate potential risk, protect themselves from potential threats, and improve decision making and stakeholder confidence. Failure is an inevitable part of any operational process, and it's important for organization to recognize this and be prepared for effective prevent, mitigate, and recover from failure. Effective failure prevention involves identifying potential risk and implementing strategies to prevent them from occurring. This can include process improvement, employee training, and the use of technology automation to minimize the risk of human error. Mitigating failure involves reducing the impact of failure when they do occur. This can include implementing backup systems, creating redundancies in critical processes, and developing contingency plans to ensure that organization can continue to function even in the event of a failure. Recovering from a failure involves returning the organization to normal operation as quickly as possible following a failure. This can include repairing damaged equipment, restoring data or system, and communicating with the stakeholders to minimize the impact of the failure on the organization reputation. By effectively preventing, mitigating, and recovering from failure, organizations can increase their resilience and minimize the impact of the failures on their operation, reputation, and bottom lines. The risk management framework is a structured process for managing risk within the organization. The RMF is commonly used in government agencies, but it can be applied for any organization. The framework consists of several steps that an organization can follow to identify, assess, and manage risk effectively. These steps are as follows. Categorize information system. So this is the first step to categorize the information system based on level of importance and the impact of potential security breach. This helps to determine the appropriate level of security control that should be implemented. The second step is select security control. Based on the categorization, select appropriate security control to protect the information system. This can include technical, administrative, and physical control. Third step is implement security controls. Once the appropriate security controls are selected, they need to be implemented within the organization. The next step is access security control. The effective of the security control should be assessed to ensure they are providing adequate protection. Authorize information system operation. After the security controls are implemented and assessed, the system can be authorized to operate. Sixth step, monitor security controls. The effectiveness of the security controls should be monitored continuously to ensure that they remain effective over time and respond to the changes. The RMF is an iterative process, and as such, it should be updated and adjusted as the organization and environment change. By following this framework, organization can identify and manage risk effectively, protecting the information system and data, and minimizing any impact of the security breaches. Managing risk and recovery is a crucial aspect of operation management that involves identifying potential failure, assessing the severity, preventing them from occurring, minimizing the negative impact if they do occur, and having plan in place to recover from them. By taking a proactive approach to risk management, organization can reduce the likelihood and impact of failures as well as increase the resilience to unexpected events. The continuous monitoring and evaluations of risk management strategy can help an organization adapt to changing conditions and improve the overall performance. So in general, there are four sets of activity. The first is concerning understanding what failure could potentially occur. The second task is to examine way to prevent them. The third is to minimize those negative consequences. And the final task is to devise plan and procedures that will help with the operations. Failure mode and effective analysis is a structured approach used to identify and analyze potential failure in a system, process, product, or service and the potential effects. The purpose of failure mode and effect analysis is to anticipate potential failure and take correction action to prevent or mitigate them before they occur. It is proactive risk management tool that helps organization identify and prioritize the most critical risk and take action to minimize the impact. FMEA is typically conducted in a team-based approach and involves three steps. The first step is identification of potential failure mode. The team identifies all possible ways in which system or process could fail, including the cause and potential effect. The second step is the assessment of the severity, likelihood, and detectability of each failure mode. Each failure mode is evaluated based on its potential impact, likelihood of occurrence, and detectability before it causes harm or damage. And the third step is development of mitigation and prevention strategy, which the team develops and implements a strategy to prevent or mitigate the effect of potential failure modes, prioritizing those with the highest risk rating. This basically analysis is widely used risk management tools in various industries, including manufacturing, healthcare, aerospace, and automotive. It can be used at various stages of a product or process lifecycle, including design, development, testing, and production. Now we move to next topic, which is maintenance. Maintenance management involves the management of an organization maintenance activities which are designed to ensure that equipments, machines, and facilities are kept in good working order. The main goal of maintenance management is to minimize downtime, extend the life of equipments, and maximize the productivity and profitability of an organization. Maintenance management involve a range of activities, including the development of maintenance strategies and procedures, the scheduling of maintenance activities, the monitoring of equipment performance, the management of maintenance personnel, and the implementation of maintenance programs. Some of those key elements of maintenance are reactive maintenance, also known as breakdown maintenance, is a maintenance strategy where repair and maintenance activities are performed only after failure or breakdown has occurred in equipment or system. In other words, maintenance is only carried out when the problem arises and equipment or system downtime occur as a result of the failure. This type of maintenance is often unplanned and can lead to higher costs due to the need for emergency repair, loss of production time, and potential safety hazard. The second one is preventive maintenance. This involves regular scheduled maintenance activities designed to prevent equipment failure and downtime. And also be looking into predictive maintenance. This involves the use of data and analytics to predict when equipment failure is likely to happen so that maintenance activities can be scheduled in advance. There are benefits of maintenance management as well. So effective maintenance management can help organizations to reduce cost, improve equipment reliability, and increase productivity. It involves the use of a range of tools and techniques such as maintenance planning software, reliability engineering, condition based monitoring to ensure that maintenance activities are carried out in the most effective or efficient way possible. Another topic that we're going to cover today is risk mitigation. Risk mitigation is a process of identifying, assessing, and taking action to reduce or eliminate the impact and probability of identified risk. It involves taking a step to reduce the likelihood or severity of a potential risk and the impact on any organization, project, or activity. Risk mitigation strategy can include implementing controls, developing contingency plan, changing the process or procedures to avoid the risk altogether. The goal of risk mitigation is to minimize the impact of potential risk so they do not cause significant harm or disruption to an organization operation or objective. Effective risk mitigation can help prevent financial losses, legal liabilities, and damage to reputation and ensure the continuity of operation. It is an essential part of risk management and is often carried out in conjunction with risk identification, risk assessment, and risk monitoring to ensure the risk is managed effectively over time. A risk mitigation plan is actually a document that outlines a strategy and action to be taken to reduce or eliminate potential risk to a project or operation. The plan should identify potential risk, assess the likelihood and impact, and define measures to prevent or mitigate the risk. Here, the five steps are identifying the risk. The first step to identify all possible risks that may impact the project or the operation. This can be done by reviewing historical data, conducting brainstorming session, consulting with stakeholders, and using other risk identification technique. The second step is assessing risk or risk assessment. Once the risk have been identified, the next step is to assess the likelihood and impact of each risk. This will help prioritize which risks require immediate action. Develop mitigation strategy based on the assessment. The next step is to develop a strategy to mitigate or eliminate the identified risk. These strategies may include processes, changes, equipment upgrades, contingency plan, and other measures. Assign responsibility as well. Each risk mitigation strategy should be assigned to a person or team responsible for implementing and monitoring the plan. And monitor and review. The risk mitigation plan should monitor and review regularly to ensure that it may remain effective and up to date. Any changes in the operation or external environment that may impact the risk should be taken into account and adjustment made to the plan accordingly. The recovery sequence for minimizing the impact from failure involves 4 steps. The first step is plan. Develop a plan for responding to failure. This plan should outline the steps that will be taken to mitigate the impact of a failure and should include a communication plan to keep stakeholders informed. Second step is discover. Monitor the operations to detect failure as soon as possible. This can be done through automated monitoring tools, manual inspections, or a combination of both. Third step is act. Once a failure is detected, take immediate action to mitigate the impact. This may involve isolating the affected system, deploying backup system, or implementing workarounds. And the last step is learn. After the failure has resolved, conduct a post mortem analysis to identify the root cause of the failure and identify any process improvement that could prevent similar failure in the future. Share the lesson learned with the team to improve the operation resilience. And we reached to end of our session today. I hope you enjoyed the session and I'm wishing you all the best and good luck.